previously, when Lewellyn declared that the girls' deaths were not accidents but murders, and presented various pieces of evidence proving that the culprit was none other than Queen Pamela's right hand, Count Roch. The nobility began questioning how the queen could rule the empire when she couldn't even manage her own people. Upon hearing this, Pamela became heavily enraged and directed her murderous gaze at the departing Lewellyn. Later, as Commander Tristan was escorting Lewellyn back to her bedroom, Priest Ernell blocked her path and started exchanging friendly gossip with her. Noticing this, Tristan grew displeased with Lewellyn's close relationship with the priest. Sensing Tristan's jealousy, Ernell unexpectedly kissed Lewellyn on the forehead. Afterward, Ernell playfully smiled at Tristan, causing him to become visibly pissed. As Ernell departed, Tristan asked why Lewellyn had such a friendly relationship with the priest. Without hesitation, she expressed that Ernell was the most handsome man she had ever seen. Hearing this, Tristan checked his reflection in the window, wondering if he wasn't also charming. So, let's dive into the parts 95, 96 and 97 of the manhwa, The Secret Bedroom of the Forsaken Princess. As Tristan escorts Lewellyn back to her bedroom, he suggests she take a rest as she is heavily tired. When she asks what he will do now, he informs her that he has a training session. Smiling, he compliments her, expressing that she was amazing today. To this, she questions what's so great, as that's what royalty is supposed to do. She adds that she doesn't deserve any praise as she has also ignored these things until now. Boosting Lewellyn's morale, Tristan declares that she was amazing to him, as she has done something meaningful for the empire. Feeling guilty, she reflects that if Tristan wasn't there, she couldn't have solved the cases. However, now that he praised her, she feels really happy. With a dazzling smile, Lewellyn thanks Tristan for all his help. The scene then transitions to some hours later, where Lewellyn slumps on her bed, reflecting that she can finally take a quick nap. Amid this, her servant arrives and informs Lewellyn that a lady has arrived to meet her, and asks if she should tell her to come later as she is tired. Annoyed, Lewellyn assumes that the lady must be Lewellyn. As Lewellyn allows the servant to let the lady come in, Lewellyn springs beside Lewellyn's bed and comments that her bedroom is really luxurious. Hearing this, Lewellyn doesn't respond but simply gazes at her with an intimidating look. Springing back, Lewellyn asks if Lewellyn is just going to lie on the bed. But when Lewellyn doesn't get up, Lewellyn releases a long sigh and swiftly slumps beside her, beginning to relax. Seeing this, Lewellyn's servant gets nervous and pleads with Lewellyn to get up immediately. To this, Lewellyn requests Lewellyn to step aside before she gets pissed, and as Lewellyn allows the servant to leave, she takes her leave. Laying still, Lewellyn asks since when the maids who used to hate the princess started to take her side. Avoiding Lewellyn's question, Lewellyn states that it's none of her business. Recalling the past, Lewellyn asks if they didn't used to lie down together. As Lewellyn denies it, Lewellyn reminds her that's because she always hung out with Almondite, and just because of that man, she really hated almonds. Teasing, Lewellyn mentions that Lewellyn is also going to be the next queen. Annoyed by her blabbering, Lewellyn asks if she will shut her mouth or not. Suddenly, Lewellyn expresses that she likes Lewellyn and is proud of her. Not wanting to believe, Lewellyn wonders why she left her alone in the past then. Shifting towards Lewellyn, Lewellyn questions why she didn't ask for her help in the murder case. To this, Lewellyn remains silent and gazes at the roof. Observing Lewellyn's reaction, Lewellyn mentions that she knows Pamela wants to wipe out her powers. Lewellyn's words prompt Lewellyn to reflect that she can't dare to ask anyone for help, as everyone who cared for her was swept away or died. Therefore, she is not going to rely on anyone else in the future. Noticing that Lewellyn has been silent from the beginning, Lewellyn quickly clenches her hand and expresses that if she dies while holding her hand, she would not feel bad but would cherish the moment. Lewellyn further adds that she knows Lewellyn didn't ask for her help because she knew she was evil and had no power to help her. However, the truth is, back then she was also a helpless child, who had just debuted in royal society with no powers. But Lewellyn was also at fault, as she also let go of her hand back then too. Hence, she didn't urge Lewellyn to stay by her side or to die with her, as she didn't want anyone to suffer with her. So, she decided to survive by being callous instead of humble. Nevertheless, Lewellyn has powers now, and she wants Lewellyn to consider her a friend, someone she can come to for help. Listening to Lewellyn's revelation, Lewellyn reflects that she liked that kind Lewellyn from the past, who just blabbered all the time without thinking. Yet, Lewellyn can't reconcile with Lewellyn even now, as she doesn't know if she's ready to maintain the same relationship they had in the past. Suddenly, Lewellyn gets up without any response, to which Lewellyn states that she can explain everything again if she didn't understand. But before she can, Lewellyn invites her for tea, as she is thirsty. Hearing this, Lewellyn delivers a friendly smile and expresses that she also feels thirsty. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. The scene then transitions to the tea room, where Lewellyn asks what Selline's real motive for approaching her is. Hearing this, Selline delivers a playful smirk and states that Lewellyn knows what she wants. Pissed, Lewellyn asks if Selline is at fault for the fuss at the newspaper office. Teasing, Selline states that she was just trying to help her. In a loud voice, Lewellyn declares that she doesn't want any help from her. As Selline asks if Lewellyn is still angry at her for helping, Lewellyn clarifies that she appreciates her help, but doesn't like the way she tried to help her. Springing up, Lewellyn abruptly asks if she can slap Selline once. Before the shocked Selline can say anything, Lewellyn delivers a hard blow to her face. This unexpected act causes the servants to flinch with their eyes wide. After a moment of heavy shock, Selline smiles and asks if Lewellyn is going to let out all her anger with just one slap. To this, Lewellyn delivers another blow and inquires if Selline has some kind of craving for getting slapped on her face. Enraged, Lewellyn asks if Selline already knew the truth about the girls' deaths in advance. And if she knew the truth, she should have told her right away, as they could have prevented Elodie from dying. Seeing this, the servants get scared and mutter that they must leave the scene. Not wanting to stop, Lewellyn mentions that if they had reacted earlier, they could have saved a few more lives. Feeling guilty, Selline apologizes for her mistakes. Listening to this, Lewellyn wonders if she is truly accepting her mistakes. However, Selline suddenly expresses that she likes Lewellyn's strict nature. Out of nowhere, she begins to cuddle her body and behaves like a sadistic person. Selline's unexpected behavior causes Lewellyn and the servants to freeze in shock. As Selline gradually approaches Lewellyn, she recalls a past memory where Selline sometimes behaved the same way she is doing now. Rebuking Selline, Lewellyn asks who would have thought that a count like her would be such a person. Gazing towards her servants, she asks if they are watching a play. Running outside the room, the maid suggests Lewellyn scream immediately if Selline tries to do something to her. Gazing at Selline, Lewellyn wonders how a count can show such an absurd sight to the maid. In an attacking position, Selline expresses that it's more exciting now that they're left alone. Imagining herself as a hunter, Lewellyn asks if Selline is really using the deaths of the girls to attack Queen Pamela. Hearing this, Selline's behavior changes to a silent one. With a displeased expression, she states that there's no alternative to taking down the queen. With a long sigh, Lewellyn reflects that at last, she's back to normal. Selline further asks how greedy Pamela and stupid Bastion are ruining the Empire, and if they leave the Empire in their hands, they will suffer a greater loss than these murders. Feeling gloomy, Lewellyn mentions that her brother Bastion is not at fault. To this, Selline declares that Bastion is truly a stupid king, as Bastion was never trained to be heir to Brygen's throne, and Lewellyn was the one who is the rightful heir to the throne. Moreover, Bastion only listened to his callous mother, Pamela, who is making a mess of the Empire, where other families are suffering because of Pamela and Duke Brion. Enraged, Lewellyn declares that Bastion is the true heir to the throne. She then instructs Selline to never insult her brother in front of her. Shocked, Selline asks if she seriously doesn't feel her stepbrother is a threat to her life. Scratching her head, Selline states that she now understands everything. Putting her hand on Lewellyn's shoulder, Selline tightens her grip and requests her to listen carefully. With a serious expression, she informs Lewellyn that Bastion's father is not the dead king, but somebody else. Moreover, that man kept Lewellyn in the dark by swearing that he was her stepbrother. The scene then transitions to some hours later, where Duke Almondite arrives in a hurry after learning that Lewellyn invited him for a meeting. Upon his arrival, Lewellyn asks him to take a seat. As he sits down, Selline mentions that Lewellyn wants an explanation of the ball party. Displeased, Almondite asks since when she began calling the princess by her first name. Growing bored with their cat-like banter, Lewellyn asks if he can explain Bastion's birth. Gazing at Selline, he questions if she is the one who told the princess this secret. Angry, Lewellyn orders him to reveal Bastion's secret. Seeing that Lewellyn won't rest until she knows the truth, Almondite begins explaining that Bastion was born earlier than expected. Unwilling to believe, Lewellyn asks if there is proof of this. With a serious expression, Almondite reveals that Queen Pamela was having an affair behind Lewellyn's father's back. Moreover, witnesses claimed that the man bore a striking resemblance to the former king. And on top of that, before Lewellyn's mother died and the former king married Pamela, the former king was completely infertile. Shocked, Lewellyn wonders if it's true that Bastion was born before Pamela married the former king. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.